I'd like you to think about a modern piece of construction equipment. Let's take an excavator, for example. In addition to all the technology built in to make the machine safer, more productive, and less damaging to the environment, it has a full suite of systems and devices to protect the machine itself. There are preheaters to ensure that the fuel is just at the right temperature before the machine starts on a cold day. There are complex and highly efficient cooling systems to ensure that the machine doesn't get too hot, even in the blazing midday summer sun. There are depth restrictors to ensure the machine doesn't dig too deep, and height restrictors to ensure that it doesn't reach too high. There are safe load indicators to ensure that the machine doesn't strain itself by lifting too much. There are telematics and diagnostic systems running in the background to monitor the health and well-being of the machine. The fuel needed to keep the whole thing running is carefully selected and administered regularly. When the working day is done, the machine gets to take a break to recover. And every so often, the machine is given a thorough MOT to ensure that all is well. Now let's think about the man or woman sat in the machine. The chances are they were up and out of bed an hour or more before that machine was due to start the day, so they will be less rested. As it's an early start, they may have foregone their first intake of fuel to get on the road and beat the traffic. In the depths of winter, they will be freezing cold before they can get their machine started. At the height of summer, they will be hot and losing fluids at an alarming rate. There are no physical restrictions to what they then do with the rest of their working day. If the job requires them to work 10, 11, 14 hours a day, they will do so with barely a chance to refuel or take on fluids. Even if they do work 14 hours for 6 days per week, there is no system to alert anyone of excessive strain. And just how often are they checked over to ensure that they are fit and well? Workers are placed under almost constant stress by unattainable deadlines and pressures from above for greater productivity and ever greater precision. It's little wonder that some of these working men and women eventually break. And when they do, there's no telematic system that can trace the cause of that breakdown. No one is asked to explain why that person was overworked or pressed into doing a task for which they were not designed. They will simply be replaced, their seat filled faster than you can say, "New operator, please." These workers are expected to perform physically demanding tasks, often in hazardous conditions and with a level of precision that leaves virtually no room for error. And while the work is tough, the pressures they face go far beyond the physical. Construction projects operate on tight deadlines with millions of pounds at stake. Any delay, any mistake can have costly consequences. So workers are under constant pressure to meet these deadlines, to push harder, to work faster. It's a relentless grind, day after day, week after week. And while the project may end, the next one is always waiting with its own set of demands. There's no respite, no time to catch your breath. Over time, this unyielding pressure begins to wear down even the strongest individuals. To draw a comparison, let's look at the very tools and machinery that these workers use every day. Consider a bulldozer or an excavator, a critical piece of equipment on any construction site. These machines are designed specifically to handle extreme tasks. They move tons of earth, break through concrete, and lift heavy materials. But even the most robust machine has its limits. If you push a piece of equipment too hard, if you run it day and night without proper maintenance, without allowing it time to cool down and be serviced, it will break. The engine might seize, the hydraulics might fail, and the machine could become unusable. No one would dream of running an excavator into the ground and then expect it to perform at its peak. So, why do we expect human beings, who are infinitely more complex and irreplaceable, to endure that same kind of unrelenting pressure without consequence? Just as construction equipment needs regular maintenance, care, and downtime, so too do the workers who operate them. Yet, in the construction and demolition industries, the demands placed on workers often far exceed their capacity to cope. And the physical strain is only part of the story. The mental and emotional toll can be even more devastating. The pressure to meet deadlines, the fear of making mistakes, the constant vigilance required to avoid accidents, these all contribute to a highly stressful working environment. Over time, that stress can accumulate, leading to mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and burnout. And because these issues are often stigmatized, many workers suffer in silence, feeling they must soldier on, no matter the cost. Now let's draw another very quick example, this time with elite athletes, one in particular. Quarterback Tom Brady. widely regarded as one of the greatest American football players of all time. And Brady insists that his success was not just due to his physical abilities or his skills on the field. A significant part of his longevity and success came from his emphasis on rest, recovery, and mental well being. Brady followed a strict regime that included not just physical training, but also adequate sleep, nutrition, and mental conditioning. He understood that to perform at his best, he needed to take care of his mind and his body. Himself time to rest, to recuperate, to rebuild after the strains of competition. Elite athletes like Brady have access to a team of professionals, coaches, nutritionists, psychologists, who help them maintain their physical and mental health. They understand that pushing the body to its limits without proper care and recovery will lead to injury, burnout, and ultimately a shortened career. All of which begs several questions. Why is it that in an industry as physically demanding as construction, the idea of rest and recuperation is often seen as a luxury rather than a necessity? Why do we push our workers to the brink, expecting them to perform without giving them the support they need to recover and stay healthy? Why do we take better care of our machines than we do of our men and women? And finally, isn't it about time that someone invented a safe load indicator or a safety valve for humans?